I'm Susan Kennard, and I've spent approximately 20 years working as an emotional therapist. I'm also a neuropsychologist, so I work with the brain relays and look at emotional causes for dis-ease. I have spent probably a lifetime trying to stay fit, healthy, looking good, and thinking about how I present myself to the world. I knew a woman once, and she spent pretty much the whole of her childhood being given antibiotics, as Helen was saying about antibiotics, and she was given those for sore throats the whole time, and she remembers having them during exams, before exams, in fact the whole of her childhood. She also spent a lot of her young years in her teens with people getting up from the tube to offer her a seat. Now, if any women here have ever been offered a seat when they haven't been pregnant, yes. It's something that doesn't sit too well with an 18, 19-year-old. So she decided from that day on that she would basically spend her life trying to be the fittest, healthiest person she could be. That person is standing here in front of you. I'm 47 now, and I probably spent a good 20 years trying to remain healthy and fit. I spent years being a psychologist, a psychotherapist. I tried everything you could possibly imagine. I trained as a naturopath, nutritionist, and recently, over the last few years, as a neuropsychologist. And what I understand about the gut is that it's definitely the second brain. But I understand that the bacteria can only live in two parts of the brain. One is the brainstem, and the other part is the cerebellum. One is about identity, and the other one is about survival. So it makes sense, doesn't it, that if we're under a huge amount of stress, that the message that's being held in our gut is of fear. It makes sense to me from a scientific perspective, and also about identity. So if we've been experiencing lack of self-worth as a child, or any difficult emotions or trauma, then we'll be holding that as a message within our body. So I think over time, our body starts to show us that message, and I'm a great believer in listening to what your body is telling you. It's always coming from somewhere, and it's always there as a message. So November last year, I'll just do this quite quickly. November last year, I was a guinea pig, and I was asked if I would be a tester for this amazing kit. And I jumped at it because I'd always looked 6 months pregnant. And the only time I was happy was when I was pregnant, because I could actually be pregnant and look pregnant. And it was the only time I actually thought, wow, I look great. Because from behind I didn't look pregnant, but from the front I did. But if you imagine having a bloated stomach throughout the whole of your life, and yet you're a healthy mind person, a healthy body person, you do lots of yoga, you're very, very centered and very aligned spiritually. And yet the one thing I could not get was why I always had a bloated stomach. And it didn't matter what I ate, what I drank, even if it was a bottle of wine. It still didn't matter what I ate, whether I just ate salads for a whole month, it wouldn't have mattered. It was something else that I'd missed. And so for me, in November, when I was asked to do this kind of guinea pig thing, I just jumped at it. I did the cold turkey, I didn't do the 21 days, I just went straight in with the no caffeine, no sugar, no carbohydrates, no alcohol, what else? No, anything that basically wasn't health, anything dead, yeah. So we didn't, so basically we basically eat live, and that's the mean we go and catch our animals and, you know, eat them live. It means that we ate live food. So live food was going into our body. And for the first 2 days, so I did the cold turkey, I call it, the hardcore. For the first 2 days, I started to feel a little bit like I was a bit spaced out. You know, I knew something was going on. I could tell I'd done detoxes before, and I was starting to realise that my head was a bit fuzzy. Now, this was probably due to the amount of coffee I used to drink, not so much the amount of alcohol, but the amount of coffee and the amount of toast and things like that I used to have. So as soon as I started doing this detox, my body just went, oh my God, you know, and it showed me what was going on. Over the next couple of days, I noticed that I felt like there was people inside my stomach. It felt like everything was moving around and changing, and I started to feel that the little people, those millions and millions of people that are in my stomach, were saying, oh my goodness, for the first time in my life I feel happy. And so I started to realise that there was something really significant going on. Then I kept going, and I loved all the products. To start with the DT, the Biome DT, was a bit of an odd taste to me. But after a few days, it shows you how much your body so needs it. And if you test some of those things over there, you may say, ooh, that's really awful. After a couple of days, your body actually knows that it needs it. And it's because perhaps you're acidic or so on. So with me, after 7 days, I noticed a massive difference in my gut, a massive difference. And I spoke at the Heathrow recently, didn't know where Dr. Tripp was. And the reason why I spoke was because if you've ever seen the Remington advert, have you ever seen the Remington advert? Some people are not old enough here. But I loved it so much, I actually didn't buy the company, but I joined the company. And that was just because I thought this is profound. And because I work with clients, I have a practice in London and a practice here, and because I work with clients, I knew that we have to have a mind, body and spirit alignment. We can't just have a mind alignment or a body alignment. We have to have the three together. And I knew that this was cutting edge and it would really help my clients. So I decided, not really as a business, did I? I just kind of decided, I'll just go along with it, you know, take it for myself, see what happens. And it's evolved to a place now where so many people are actually getting amazing results that I don't really sell it. I don't talk about it and sell it, I just talk about it. And as I talk about it, people say, wow, that sounds amazing. How did you feel? What happens when you do this? And we find that now there's a missing link, I feel. And I feel that we've tried everything. You know, we've tried the juicing, we've tried all those different diets. And actually now we've just got to look at what message is our body giving us. And if your body isn't showing you anything, then perhaps you don't need to listen to a message. But for me, it most definitely was. And I'd say for a good 20 years, I noticed that my body was showing me this message, but I just couldn't hear it. I didn't know what the message was. And it's quite interesting how now I can have my glass of wine, I might get told off for saying this, but I can have a coffee if I want to. I can have a bit of toast if I want to. I can go out to dinner and have whatever I want without feeling that I have this bloated stomach. And that is just, for me, worth £1 million, because I actually feel like I am the look I'm supposed to be, as opposed to looking like I'm just about to kind of have a baby again, which is how we don't want to look when we're women. We want to look thin, we want to look toned. So for me, the microbiome, 100%. My girlfriend over here, Jan, did it. She got one of the sneaky kits that I managed to get her, and so she did it before a lot of other people, and she found incredible results. I lost a stone in weight, and I haven't put it back on. So that is, for me, quite interesting, that you go on diets.
I've lost 11 pounds and not gained anything.
Yeah, so you've lost, yeah. And I just noticed, I stood on the stand and went, wow, this is incredible. But what I expected was to put it back on. But once you've reset, and I think that's the word I like, you've reset your microbiology, your body doesn't hold it anymore. It doesn't hold the weight. It's not giving you that message. But I think 100%, it not only changes your physical, it changes your emotional as well. And what I find is that I've got a clarity now, an incredible clarity. I'm creating many more things in my business. I'm creating more products. I'm thinking about how I can move forward. I speak a lot publicly anyway, but I'm really thinking about speaking more publicly about the work I do. And so what I would say is that it's a whole mind, body, spirit experience and not just a physical experience. And I'm happy to take any questions about that from any level, whether it's the science level, whether it's the emotional level, either now or afterwards.
Thank you.
Okay, good.